How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the FM Scout YouTube channel, where today we'll be looking into the future of a certain Scottish left back named Kieran Tierney. But before we get started, if you are a Celtic fan like me, I do Celtic videos over on my channel. The channel link will be in the description. So Kieran Tierney, I think, in Football Manager is the Scottish player who has the highest potential. He does play at left back, and even right now, if I had a left back like this who was at his prime, I would be pretty happy. Look at that, he looks like he's already well made. In the beta, I wasn't really happy with his stats because obviously I have a Celtic season ticket, I watch every home game, and I watch Kieran Tierney live nearly every week. And in the beta, the only stat that I was really disappointed by was his tackling, which they put to 9. But now, in obviously the update after the beta, they put that to 14, which I think is fairly justified. We're quickly skimming over his other stats. Obviously he's a left back, he can play as a full back or a wing back. He has 14 tackling, 12 crossing, 13 corners, 13 dribbling, so he's very much either a defensive or attacking left back. He can do any of them. But his mentals and physicals overshine his technicals really. 17 bravery, 15, loads of 15s, 14s and even high ones such as 17 bravery, 19 determination and the biggie, 16 work rate. So, it's only 7 leadership, so you can't really see him being a captain in the future unless he does develop his mentals really well. And his physicals, very quick, 15 pace, 16 acceleration, 14 balance, 13 agility. His stamina is really good as well, so he can play pretty much every game for you. But being only 18 years old, you can see a lot of these to improve, such as his strength, hopefully his jumping reach too, and obviously a lot of these as well. Quick looking at his career achievements, he made his senior debut in 2015, so when he was 17 years old, got his international debut against Denmark in 2016, which I'm assuming was when he was 18 years old, and he got his first senior goal for us in 2016 too. Kieran Tierney is by far my favourite Celtic player to date, despite only being 18 years old. Gets a starting place in the squad every single game and is one of the best players every single game. He's so consistent and he's so passionate about the club as well, him being a massive Celtic. So before we actually get started and simulate till he's 24, what usually happens, I've noticed in Football Manager, is Celtic let him go to one of the top Premier League sides within the first season. Now when that usually happens, it doesn't seem to develop all that well, so hopefully that doesn't happen this time. But we will simulate until he's 24, so in about 6 years we'll come back and see how he's developed. After 24 we'll come back when he's 29. So without further ado, let's get into it. So now we're back when Kieran Tierney is 24 and we'll have a look at him now. So as you can see, he's actually in the Arsenal under 23s. Now this is exactly what happens every single time you start a Football Manager save and you don't go Celtic. He gets bought by one of the top 4 Premier League clubs and then he just starts to waste away in their under 23s. So quickly looking at his history, in the season we left you guys, he did play roughly a full season, 32 league games, an overall average rating of 7.2, which is fantastic for overall. Obviously he played in European competitions, continental, played in a couple of Scotland games as well, 2 starts, 4 sub appearances in the cup and in the league. And then Man City came in with an absolute steal of 2.4 million, where he went on to not play a game that full season, again wasting away, although he did play 2 sub appearances in continental competitions and 1 sub in international. Season after that, Arsenal came in and thought, we can see his potential, let's fulfill it, here's 18.5 million. Did they use him? Did they fuck? 3 international appearances for him and only 2 sub appearances in the league for Arsenal. Then he went on to the next season and actually got 2 league starts for Arsenal and 1 continental sub appearance with, he's not doing very much at Arsenal at all. 3 league appearances in the next season after that. Other than that, he's not done very much. But looking at his attributes, some have increased, some have decreased. His tackling has actually gone down. His work rate's gone down. Some of them have went up, but overall, he's not doing anything fantastic at the minute. If he stayed at Celtic or went to a lower club, maybe in England, I think he would have done a lot better. But this is usually what happens. A big team come in for him and then you just sit him in the under 23s and he's a massive waste. But we will come back when he's 29. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he moves to a different club away from Arsenal and actually gets some game time. And so we're back in 2026 where Kieran Tierney is now 29 and we'll have a look at where he's gone. So he has actually transferred from Arsenal to Liverpool. We'll have a quick look at his history. So you can see, wasted away at Arsenal, then, wait, 22.5 million? Oh, it must have been a clause. It was 18.5 at the start, now it's 22 million. But after a couple of unsuccessful seasons at Arsenal, he moved to Liverpool for 6.5 million. Again, a pretty cheap price for such a good left back if you do develop him properly. Overall, had 3 starts in the league with 2 sub appearances. Played 4 times in continental competitions and 1 for Scotland. Again, average rating of 6.8, not fantastic, but in the league only an average rating of 6.1. Season after that, again, same old story, not too many starts, quite a lot of continental starts, and an average rating of 6.3 in the league. The season after that, he actually had a little bit more game time. 5 starts in the league with 10 sub appearances, 7 in Continental Cup competitions with 4 sub appearances, and again, average rating of 7 in the league this time. So really, he should have staked a place when he was 28, but 29 again, absolutely nothing has happened. So, I mean, out of how many years is it now? Over 10 years, and he hasn't even made 100 appearances yet. So in 12 years of his career, he's not even made 100 appearances yet. That is shocking for someone, looking at his stats, is a fantastic left back. So despite him not actually being developed fully, I mean, he's not played very many games whatsoever, but if you did go Celtic, or if you went another team where you're able to buy Kieran Tierney and you developed him properly, he would develop a lot better than this. Even at his stats now, that is very, very good for a left back. Very well rounded. Again, tackling is back up to 14. His long throws that are up again. Work rate isn't where it was at 16. Physicals, again, everything's just kind of rounded off now. His leadership is still at 8. Again, not much of a captain. But other than that, his technicals have pretty much stayed the same, apart from his long throws going up. But he is a very well rounded left back. Currently has a broken foot at the minute with 2 to 3 months. But you can see here, well, I mean, you can see he won the Club World Championship with Arsenal. I suppose he might have played in that match maybe. But he's not done any achievements after leaving Celtic. Well, apart from the Club World Championship, but really, he should have amounted to much more than that. So this is going to be the end of the Into Future with Kieran Tierney. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Again, don't take this as a set in stone how Kieran Tierney will develop. If you buy him and play him every single game, he will turn out to be a fantastic left back for you, marauding up and down that left wing. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight. You can see how cheap you can actually get him near the start of the game, but again, sometimes he is a bit more expensive. Celtic are pretty decent with not letting their players go for very cheap. So if you are, I'd say, a mid-table Premiership side and you're looking for a left-back, I'd definitely snap up Kieran Tierney. He could be a fantastic player for you for years and years to come. But thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed them, please leave a like, comment any suggestions of more Into the Future, and don't forget to check out my channel if you're a Celtic fan as well, because I do make a lot of Celtic content over there. But until then, finders keepers, losers weepers.